time in a couple of weeks. In between that, your new teacher, Debbie, the other Debbie, she goes more by Deborah, will be here as well. And she trained with me, so I know she's really good. And for everybody at home, let's just get started. Child's pose, everybody. Open your knees wide. Sit your hips to your heels. If you need to be supported by anything, go ahead and place a towel or a blanket underneath your hips. And just start to breathe in and out. Your arms can be outstretched in front of you, can be by your side. Is there anybody who does not want to be touched at all? Just let me know that as well. Good. And at home, I'm always touching you in my heart. Breathe in and breathe out. So start to slow down the breath, start to slow down the thoughts that are inside of your head, start to just come into the space and really make your breath your guiding light, right? The breath, if it gets stuck in there, it's a little bit maybe too deep where you are. And the breath, if you're moving too fast, might start to make it a little bit uncomfortable. So slow it down, keep it slow the entire time. Good. Take a few more moments here. Start to breathe in and out of the nose. And there might be a sound that you hear hollowing out at the back of the throat, called Ujjayi breath. And it looks like everybody has arms outstretched, so bring them a little bit out in front of you, more and more active. And as you push the heel of the hands to the floor or to the mat, push your hips back even further without compromising your breath or anything else in your body. And breathe across the sides of your body, up and down, side to side, north, south, east, and west. Good. Inhale, rise onto your fingertips. Lift your arms up, but don't lift your shoulders up. And walk over to the right side. Bring your left hand on top of your right hand. Maybe even longer than your right hand. Push your hips to your heels. Look under your left arm. Breathe deep into the sides of the body. Relax the neck and shoulders down. If anybody's dealing with any injuries, as I am, modify. If you're not sure how to modify, just, give me a look and let me know. Inhale, rise up and walk over to the other side. Right arm on top of left or longer than, and push your hips to your right heel. Breathe down the right side of your body. Plenty of time to get our bodies nice and warm this morning. Inhale, walk your hands back into the center. Push your hips back to your heels. Inhale, come to your hands and knees. Send your hands underneath your shoulders, send your knees underneath your hips. Hips and shoulders width apart. Just want to make sure that's filming. Good. Tuck your toes underneath you. If you need padding underneath your knees, you could double up your mat. Or again, put a towel there. Arch your back, dip your belly, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, round and curl, top of the foot, shin down, chin to chest, cat and cow pose. Inhale, arch your back, dip your belly, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, round and curl, pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone underneath you, spread the shoulders apart. Do a few more on your own. Use your count of your breath. Inhaling arches the back, exhaling rounds and curls. So a couple of rounds here. And we're gonna move through some movements today, right? You can modify, you can amplify. Or you can stay on your mat and breathe, and that's yoga. Round and curl, and when you come back to neutral, start to sway your hips side to side, and then start to make some circles, tucking your tailbone underneath you. And then start to make the circles bigger. Start to get into some more joints, hips, shoulders, knees, wrists, ankles. Anything that doesn't feel or that feels uncomfortable, just back off. And then reverse yourself to the other side. You can go big, small. Just the main thing is let your body guide you in and out of the poses. And then come back to the center. We're gonna go a little bit more extreme into the back. So stretch your hips back to your heels, and then inhale, drop your hips forward and arch your back a little bit more. If that doesn't feel good, don't go so low or stay in a low cobra. and sit back and forth a couple times here. So again, giving our body the, it's been really chilly in the mornings here, so we maybe need a little bit more warm-up time. And on the last round, let's just push our hips back to the heels once again, sitting all the way back to your heels. And then walk your hands in. If you want to sit up, if you have a block, sit on a block. If you don't have a block, sit on your heels or modify any which way you need to do. So bring your hands on top of your thighs. Close your eyes and press your hands onto your thighs so it's like you're pushing your skin forward. And this gives you the opportunity to lift your torso a little bit longer, so lengthen your spine a little bit more. Closing your eyes, just imagine pulling your collarbones towards the mirror and your shoulder blades towards each other and down towards your tailbone. So giving length to the spine. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Lift your left palm to the ceiling. You can touch your first two fingers together, call what's called a mudra, an energy seal. Up and over to the right side. Good, welcome. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release your hands down. Grow tall on your inhale. Bring the arms overhead. Take a hold of your right wrist, palm to the ceiling. First two fingers together. Lift out of your waistline. Exhale up and over to your left side. So you might feel some snap, crackle, pop in your spine sometimes, as long as there's no pain associated. Great. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, float the arms up. Take the right hand to the left wrist again. Lean a little bit more. And without coming back to center, let's just switch wrists. Come back to the other side without putting our hands down, I should have said. And then come back one more time to the right side. Let's hold it here for a breath. On the exhaling breath, left hand outside right thigh, right arm behind you. Fingertips touch the floor. See if you can move your right hand a little bit more to your left side. So just giving a little bit more space, length, without leaning back. Just sit up nice and tall. And then twist and look over your right shoulder. Drop both shoulders down. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Lean over to the left side. And now come back to center. Both arms up. Grab a hold of your right wrist. Lean over to the left side. Pause for a breath. Exhale, release the right arm outside left leg. Left arm behind you towards the right side. Lengthen your spine on the inhaling breath. Fill it up. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Relax your neck, shoulders down. Good. If at any time, sitting in this position gets uncomfortable, just get out of it. Come back to center. Bring both arms all the way up. Exhale. So we are going to come out of it. Come to your hands and knees. Send your right leg back and stretch it out. Roll over the toes, back and forth a couple times. Release the right knee and switch to the left leg. Toes tuck under. Just hinge forward and back. And then bring your knees back underneath your hips. Once again, hips width apart. Inhale, step the right leg back. Keep the toes on the floor, shoulders, hips squared. Left arm out in front of you, thumb to the sky. So your right foot is still on the floor. You're reaching in two directions from your center. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, keep your right leg where it is and lower your left arm to the floor. Spin on your left side, face I don't know what direction that is. I think it's south. Right arm over your left shoulder. Lengthen all the way to the outside of your right foot. Take your right arm up and over your head, and then spin your heart open towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now spin around to the front of the mat. Right hand down, right leg back. Right leg lifts, hips are squared. Left arm reaches out, thumb up again. Bring your elbow and knee together, round and curl. Pull the belly into the spine. Inhale, extend your arm and leg. Take your time, opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale, keep your hips level. One more time, extend the arm, leg. Exhale, this time put your left hand down and step your right foot in between your two hands. Tuck your left toes under and just send your back knee back a little further. If you have blocks or you want to be elevated, you can even put your hands on weights. Drop your shoulders back and down. So your right knee is over your ankle. Your left knee is behind your hip. Drop your shoulders down, broaden your collarbones. Always think about finding space, right? That's why the blocks are really helpful, if you can lift yourself up and create that space between your belly and your thigh. Inhale, hinge a little bit forward. Exhale, begin to straighten your front leg and fold over it as you draw your right hip back. So again, some of us have really tight hamstrings. The blocks will help. Try not to round your shoulders as you use the blocks. Just try to let your arms rest on them. Good. So your toes can be up or down. Right hip goes back. Breathe in, breathe out. Just listen to the sound of your breath and a little bit of my voice. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Couple times, just hinging forward and back. Bend, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, straighten. And then let's hold the bent knee one more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Lift your left knee off the floor and stay low in your hips. Right thigh is parallel to the floor. You can always keep the knee down. If I say up, it doesn't have to be up. But if it is up, make it strong, like it's in a plank position. Press your palms to the floor, and then take your right foot to the back of the mat, lifting your hips in the air. Downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, put a soft bend in your knees and have your feet about the width of your hips, which, if you want to measure it out now, is 2 fists approximately. Tailbone up, hips, chest down, head down. Bring the ribs towards the hips. Now you lengthen the tailbone. Inhale, shift forward, high on your toes. High plank, top of a push-up position. Body parallel to the floor. Don't round your upper back too much. Broaden through the collarbones. And then send your right knee below you. Keep the left toes back where they are. Take your right arm forward, thumb up to the sky. Reach in all directions. Inhale. Good. Exhale, right hand down, spin over to the left side. Left hand comes over your shoulder. Right arm presses down and lift your bottom side body up into the top. Take your left arm over your head towards the mirror. Well, yes, all mirrors, right? Front mirrors. And then lengthen from your fingertips to your toe tips. One more breath. Exhale, release your left hand to the floor or the blocks. Turn yourself forward. Take your right arm forward, lift your left leg in the air. Level out your hips. Exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Inhale, extend, keep your body parallel. Exhale, round and curl. Good. Inhale, extend, right arm down, left leg steps in between your 2 legs. Send your right knee back a little further. Draw your shoulders back and down, lift your belly away from your thighs. Imagine that you're pulling your left heel towards your back leg. So you'll feel some energy in the back of the leg. And then continue to just drop off that right knee and down to the hips. Shoulders back, broaden the collarbones. All these things give us access to breathing bigger, to lengthening our body. Exhale, begin to straighten your front leg. Any amount. If you do have blocks, you can bring them back even on a higher height. Will help you. My hamstrings are pretty tight as well. Toes up or down. And then just think about pulling the left hip back and the right. That looks great. And the right hip forward. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Drop your hips. Broaden your collarbones. Exhale, stretch it back. Get a nice stretch for your hamstrings, Lauren. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, begin to straighten. And let's make this next one a low lunge. Stay here. Tuck your toes on the back leg underneath you. Keep that same feeling of pulling your left heel towards your back leg. Lift your right knee off the floor without lifting your hips. So again, blocks are very helpful for that. Breathe in, breathe out. Broaden your collarbones, shoulders back. Plant your palms firmly into the earth and send your left leg back to your right leg, hips in the air. Downward facing dog. Any amount of bend in the knee that you want or need is good. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Pull your shoulders towards each other and down so we don't have that rounded back. Inhale high on your toes. Engage your quadricep muscles. And exhale, shift yourself forward. Now, I'll just tell you, I'll be doing some modifications here, right? So I also get injured. I'm sure you feel the sympathy in that. So shoulders over hips, pull your hips back. So my knees are gonna stay bent in my downward dog a lot and in my forward folding. Inhale, shift up, come back to your plank position. Exhale, hips up, downward dog. And then slowly begin to walk your hands back to your feet. You're at the back of your mat. Bend your knees again as much as you'd like or need to get yourself into comfortable position. Stay there. Hips are over heels. So a little bit of the weight forward for some of us. Good. And try to touch something, either the floor, the blocks, your hands on your shins or your thighs. Now bring your hands to your shins, lengthen your spine, come into a nice flat back. Good. Again, I'm modifying. Exhale, you fold over, bring your hands to the floor. Decide if it's appropriate for you to straighten your legs here or not. Yeah, use your blocks. Good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, lengthen your spine, press down and rise all the way up to standing. Release your arms, roll your shoulders back and around a couple times. And then go ahead and roll your shoulders forward a couple times. Stretch the arms down by your side. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Lift your toes up and plant them down one toe at a time. Good. Think about moving your thighs forward, your calves towards your shins, tailbone below you, pointing downward, collarbones broadening, top of the head, chin parallel to the floor. Open your eyes if they're not. Stretch your arms overhead. One more time, grab a hold of your left wrist, palm to the sky. First two fingers together, lift out of your waistline, ground through your feet. Exhale up and over to the right side. Go as little or as far as your body wants to take you today. But don't go off your edge. Inhale back to center, switch the arms, lift the palm to the sky, up and over. We did this on the floor. Now we have a little bit more space to find a little bit more room. Inhale back to the center. Open your arms like a cactus, lift your heart from the middle upper back. Exhale, bring the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down, heart lifts. Exhale, soften the knees and forward fold again, all the way down. Good, taking your arms all the way off your back or wherever they go. Come halfway up, look forward, release your hands and switch the cross of your hands. Exhale, rebend, forward fold, arms up and over or just away from your back. Use a towel or strap if you feel the need to hold on to that. Good. Once again, release your hands to your hips. Lift your torso halfway up and rise all the way up to standing. Good. Release your arms. Nothing fancy, sorry, Lori. We're just going to walk to the top of the mat. Bring your feet hips width or closer. Standing back in that mountain pose, nice and tall. Looks good. Lift your knees up, everybody. So strengthen your legs without hyperextending through the knees. Open your eyes, stretch the arms all the way overhead. Touch your palms in prayer together. Exhale, hands through the center, bend your knees. Touch your hands to the floor or blocks. Look forward, halfway lift. And then step to that push-up position. Shoulders over wrists. Good. Parallel to the floor. Shift forward, bend your knees to the floor, and lay your chest all the way to the floor. Legs can be closer together or further apart. Inhale, lift your chest up, squeeze your elbows in, crown of the head to the sky, to the front of the room. Exhale, come down, walk your hands a little bit further. Inhale, push through your pubic bone, top of the foot, lift your chest up. Low cobra or cobra. Exhale, come down, walk your hands again. Choose to be in any of the other two positions or lift yourself up and rest on the top of your toes. Pull your hips through, shoulders back, firm legs, firm arms. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. So those are a couple options for when we do what's called vinyasa. I know some of you were talking about it before. Rise onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, walk or jump yourself to the top of the mat. When you get there, halfway lift, Exhale, fold, push down through your feet. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms up over your head. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center and release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks all the way down, weight over your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back, plank pose. Shift forward, choose to bend your knees and be on the floor. Bend your arms, go down halfway, upward dog or plank or cobra, downward dog at the end. And so we all meet there. Sun salutations, warming up the body in all different directions. Take a few more moments. Inhale on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, press down through your feet, rise up to stand. Bring your hands to your heart center, exhale. These are called sun salutation A. So your namaskara A, your arms down by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to plank, move through the push-up vinyasa or skip it all together. And we meet in downward facing dog. Send your feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, bring your right leg in the air. Exhale, once again, bring the knee to the chest, look forward. Send your right foot in between your two hands. Good. Now turn your back foot on its side. Take your right arm on top of your right thigh, but don't put your body weight into it. Take your left hand to your left hip. And let's turn to face the door to the left side of your mat, anybody at home. Stacking your shoulders, begin to rotate your torso open. Good. Now take your right arm off your right thigh so you know that you're not using your body weight to hold, or your arm to hold your body weight. So just lift it up. If your body collapses, then try to have just a little less pressure on the right arm. Now take your left arm up over your shoulder. Palm faces the door. Right thigh parallel to the floor. Bring your right knee towards the right pinky toe. Back foot points nice and firm. So the back toes are turned a little bit, about 10 degrees forward. And your heel to heel, heel to instep. Inhale, come back up to standing. Let your left arm come down and your right arm come up. Turn your right palm back. Lengthen out of your side body. And again, pull your left hip towards your right knee and pull your right heel towards your left leg. Bend your front knee a lot more. It's uncomfortable. Inhale, come back up standing, shoulders over hips, gaze down your right hand, move your left hand back a little further, good. Bend your right knee, everybody. Good. So think about the knee in line with the hip, in line with the second, third toe, but moving the weight towards the pinky side. So you're not rolling the knee in. One more breath. Inhale, lower your left arm, right arm up. Exhale, bring your arms straight, straighten your front leg and turn yourself to the left side of your mat. Once again, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down, chest lifts, squeeze your arms out. Soften your knees as you forward fold. Send your weight back over your heels, towards your toes this time. Arms come away from your back, head down. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you need a strap, you're all pretty good there. But towels and straps are always good for these poses. Inhale, release your hands to the floor of the blocks, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk yourself around to the front of your mat. Keep your left hand on the floor or on a block, right hand to your right hip, left thigh parallel to the floor. Lengthen your spine first. Rotate to your right leg is forward. Turn to the south side, I believe. Stack your shoulders, and then lift the right arm up in the air, palm faces the window. So step your leg back enough that your right thigh can go parallel to the floor. Take 2 more breaths in this twist. Maybe it's a counter twist. Good. Exhale, right hand down on the floor of the block. Straighten your right leg and fold over the shin. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold, long spine. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Everything is level. Take another breath. Inhale, bend your front knee, plant your hands on the floor. Step your right leg back, downward facing dog, or go to your knees for child's pose. And then bend one knee, then the other if you want to get a little bit of movement. Bring your feet together when you can. Float your left leg high in the sky, high on your right toes. Exhale, bring your left knee to your chest, round and curl. Look between your hands and bring your left foot in between your two hands. Help it out. Doesn't matter how you get it there. You can drop the back knee first to get it there. Turn your right foot on its side so it's about 10 degrees towards the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Put your left hand on your left thigh, only for support and balance. And then bring your right hand to your hip as you turn your torso to the right side. Good. So work at opening the shoulders on top of each other, left thigh parallel to the floor. Right back foot firmly planted on the floor, so don't roll to the pinky edge or the inner edge, but plant the whole entire foot down. Check out if you're putting a lot of weight in your left arm to hold you up here. And then open the torso, stretch the right arm up over your shoulder. Remember, the length of your legs is about one leg length between your two legs. Inhale, come back up, keep the front leg bent, right arm down, left arm up. Bump your right hip towards your left knee, lift out of your waistline. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, left arm forward, right arm back. Warrior two, spin your shoulders towards the mirror windows, that way. Spin your knee towards the pinky toe. Can you sit a little bit deeper? Don't go forward, go down. So don't go into your front knee, go to your hips down. Good, inhale. Exhale, reverse again. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale, straighten your leg, turn around to face the right side of your mat. This time put your hands on your hips, turn your toes parallel or slightly pigeon. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, softly bend the knees as you come to a forward fold. If you have the blocks or something in front of you, feel free to grab that. Inhale. And then exhale, fold all the way down. And the weight goes towards the front of your foot rather than your heels, so your knees don't go behind you, right? So no hyperextension. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Take another breath, empty it out. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn around to the front of your mat, both hips turn front, right hand stays down, left hand moves to the hip as you rotate your torso to the left. Left thigh parallel to the floor. And then the left arm can come up and stack your shoulders. And breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Keep the energy in the back leg. Don't let go of that energy. Inhale, a little bit bigger. Exhale, left hand down. Left leg straightens, fold over it. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rebend your front knee, hands to the floor, and just set it back with your right leg into downward facing dog. If you need a break, bring your knees to the floor, it's fine. If you're ready to move on, bring your feet together, send your right leg high in the sky. Exhale, send your right foot all the way through. Turn your left foot on its side, bring your right arm on your thigh. Left arm opens up to side angle pose. So we're facing again the door side of the room for you at home, left side. Inhale, rise up and reverse your arms. Right arm up, left arm back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior two again. Now straighten your front leg. Exhale, reach forward. Reach your hips to the left and your torso to the right. Right hand on the inside, outside foot shin block. If you are using a block or something, even a water bottle, highest height behind your right calf is a nice place to do it. Left arm up. So again, you want to find space underneath the right side of your body. Good. Lift your knee up for energy. Find some space here on the undersides of your body. Keeping the legs nice and firm. Look down at your right toes. Inhale, come up and reverse again. Exhale, stand up tall, level out your hips and turn your right toes to the left. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Exhale, bend your left knee and set your hips back towards the back of the room. Left knee is over the ankle or behind. One more breath. Good. Inhale, just shift your hips up and over to the front leg. Weight goes back behind your knee. Inhale, return to the front of your mat, left arm down, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down, right leg straightens, fold. Bring your right hip back and your left hip forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rebend your right knee, step back, downward facing dog. If you want to move on and take a vinyasa here, you'll shift into plank, push up, upward dog, that whole rigmarole, and downward dog. Or just stay in downward dog, always an option. Feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, float your left leg high in the sky. Exhale, send it through between your hands, turn your back foot on its side. Left arm on your thigh, right arm up to the sky, side angle pose. Good. Inhale, reverse the angle. Exhale, stand up straight, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, lift your torso, bump your hips towards the back of the mat. Reach your torso forward, reach out of your waistline. Left arm down, right arm up. If you're using a block, I prefer it on its highest side behind your calf. If you need to shorten your stance a little bit, shorten your stance. This is your practice. So your torso faces the windows or the right side of your mat. Reaching up and down, triangle pose, AKA my favorite pose in yoga. Use the strength of your body. Take another breath. Inhale, begin to rise up. Turn your left toes in, hands to your heart center. Exhale, bend your right knee, your back knee, and send your weight back. This time, if you'd like to open the arms a little bit wider, drop your torso more parallel. Good. Inhale, bend the front knee, sit back. Exhale, spin to the front of the room, right arm down, left arm up, twist. All things we've done before. Exhale, left hand down, straighten your front leg and fold. Good. Inhale, look forward. Bend your knee. Exhale, send yourself to downward facing dog. If you want more today, shift forward, take a push-up or 2 or 10, upward dog, cobra, or even just the push-up position. Good. We'll just move on a little bit more. Bring your right leg in the air, high in the sky. Exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Turn your left foot on its side. Right arm on your thigh, left arm opens up your body. Good. Inhale, reverse it. Right arm up, left arm down. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse it, straighten your front leg. Exhale, hinge forward, reach your torso forward. Right arm down, left arm up. I'm going to give you something, an option to play with. Left hand moves back to your hip, bend your right knee. If you have a block, feel free to use it, a water bottle. And bring your right hand in front of your right leg or to the side and begin to shorten your stance until you come floating off the floor with your back leg. We did this kneeling, but we didn't lift our leg really. And then spin your shoulders, spin your torso, hips, and then maybe the left arm will come up off the side of your body. Good. You can also, very nice guys, you can also be on your knee if you want. This is triangle without the leg on the floor. Same pose. Good. Take another breath. It's challenging. If it's not challenging, it's not right. It's a challenging pose. Now, if you're in the air, put your left hand back on your hip, bend your right knee, step back, straighten your front leg, triangle pose. So we've been here. Inhale, rise up, turn to the mirror side, the left side of your mat. Keep the arms out. This time, bend your left knee. This time, take your right arm down and left arm up. Just twist. Keep your weight behind your knee. Inhale back to a flat back, like a skater. Exhale to the right side. Left arm down, right arm up, twist. Now the transition can be a little tricky if you want to just, come through center and turn it around, or begin to spin yourself around to the front of your mat. Good, twist. Exhale, hands down, front leg straightens. This time let's shorten the stance on that. So bring your back foot in a little closer. If you have blocks or not, walk your hands out in front of you. So keep your spine long. Hips are squared. Look in the mirror. You have the mirror here in the studio. At home, look in your cameras and try to level out your hips. Breathe in, breathe out. If your knees bend, your hamstrings are tight, that's okay, but blocks will definitely help. Inhale, lengthen your spine one more time. Exhale, rebend your front knee and send your left leg back to the back of your mat. Lower your back knee to the floor. So we've also been here before. Good, just sink your hips down. Breathe in, breathe out. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Lift the left knee off the floor. Send your right foot back, downward facing dog, or just go to your knees. Take a push-up if you want more. Inhale, left leg in the air, high. Exhale, send it through. Turn your right foot on its side, left arm. So we've been here a bunch of times. Right arm up, side angle pose, just a variation of it. Keep your legs the same way and just lift up. Right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, arms shoulder height, warrior two. Good. Exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale, bump your hip back, reach your torso forward. Triangle pose. So from triangle, we have a little tricky transition for some. Right arm is going to come to the hip. You decide if you want to just do this on the floor. Bend your left knee. Walk your left hand to the front or the side or on a block and begin to float your right leg off the floor. Again, you could have your left knee on the floor and do this on the floor. And then spin it all open towards the right side, right arm up. Hug your hips into the center line. Really find energy everywhere you are. One more breath here. Don't say we're not forever. Right hand can stay up or go back to the hip. Bend your left knee. Once again, find your triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale, rise up to stand. Turn your toes to the right. Bend your right knee, arms out. Once again, left arm down, right arm up. Just nice twisting. Feels good on a cold morning. Inhale, come back to center and send yourself to the left leg. Right arm down, left arm up. And the transition just spins us to the front into our twisted lunge or falling over. You choose. I don't have the choice, apparently. Exhale, lower your left hand, straighten your front leg and fold over it. And now let's step the right leg a little bit closer, maybe a little bit wider, and then walk your hands forward so you have a long spine here, even if they're not on blocks. And then just kind of look in the mirror and try to level out the pelvis. Think about putting your china on your back so it doesn't fall off. Inhale, breathe and lengthen. Exhale, rebend your knee, send your right leg back, and lower the right knee back to the floor. Release off of your kneecap, so you don't want to be sitting the weight on that. Yep, okay, something under your knees. Good, breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Good. Now, just for this one now, just bring your knees together. Sit with your knees close and sit on your heels, child's pose. Reach your arms out in front of you. So you might feel a little different stretch across the back now that we've warmed it up a little bit. Inhale, walk your hands towards your knees and sit up on your heels. Again, if that doesn't work for you, find a comfortable place. Take your left arm up and lean up and over. Good, now we're gonna send our hips over to the right side and then take the left hand down, right arm over. So it's like a mermaid sitting, because we all see mermaids every day, right? And then take your right arm outside your left thigh and twist. Lots of twisting today. It's good for the soul. Inhale, come back to center. And just you can counter the twist. Inhale, bring yourself back up onto your shins. Exhale, relax. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, left arm outside right thigh. I don't think I did that, but we're gonna do this way. Okay, let's do this. Good, and then we're gonna shift our hips over to the left side and then lean to the right. And then turn to your right side. Come back to center, turn to the left side and bring yourself back onto your shins. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands out in front of you. Take your right toes back behind you again, hips are squared. Exhale, step your right foot into the center and then start to walk your right leg over to your left side. This can also be done on your back. Bring your right knee down to the floor, tuck your left toes underneath you, send it back. If you have something to tuck under you, could even be a shirt. Sit up on it if you need a little bit more leveling of your hips, or do this on your back if you need to, with your right ankle over your left knee. And then start to walk yourself down. Stay squared. So keep your hips level, squared. Breathe in and out. Relax your fingers. Thank you. Relax your breath. Left hip is level with the right hip. Couple of big breaths here. Good. Take this next inhale to rise up. Bring your hands down. If you're sitting on something, move it off to the side. We're going to take a quarter turn to the left side. Right leg on the inside of the left leg. So your left leg is long. Good. If you need a strap or towel, grab one with you. Left arm on the inside of your left leg. Take your back of your hand towards your calf to give you a little traction to open up your torso. And then take your right arm up and over to the side. And as you reach up and over to your left side, ground your right hip to the floor. Good. Breathe. And if your right leg doesn't want to be in a bent position, it's okay to change it. Inhale, lengthen, come up. Turn your torso to the left leg. Without using your arms, hinge forward with your torso. So your arms are on either side of your legs. Good. Inhale, take your right arm, reach it to the outside of the right leg, or some of you the foot. Turn your right ear towards your left knee. Sit up on a block will help you. I'm sorry, I don't know the name in the back of the room. Sit up on a block. Sit on the block. Yeah. So just put your sitting bones on the block. Yeah, all the way up. Yes, that's going to help you out. And don't worry about the right leg being open. Good. All right, so we're twisting against our left leg again. I'm back. One more breath. And then turn your torso towards the left leg and now just kind of fold over it and let go. So there's no importance about getting your head to your knee ever in any of these poses. Doesn't really matter. Some of us will do it well and some of us won't get anywhere near it. That would be me. Good. Inhale. So it's not about our ego. Walk your hands back up. Exhale. Send your right leg out. If you don't have the space at home, just keep a shorter stance. And then one hand in front, one hand behind. Again, if you're sitting on a block, stay lifted on the block. That will help you keep the length in your spine. And then today, because I never do this, let your toes just relax in. I never do. I always have us externally rotated here. And then walk your hands forward. Stop when you feel it. You'll get a lot further, most likely, in this position than the way I typically get you into it. Shoulders back, walk your hands out a little bit more. Ground your sitting bones. And only find as much length as your body will allow without force, right? So it doesn't matter how high up you are or how low down you are. As long as your back is long, I'm okay. One more breath. Inhale, begin to walk yourself back up. Exhale, take both legs to the front of your mat. Shake out your legs. Send them behind you. Come to your hands and knees, downward facing dog, or you can take a vinyasa here, coming forward to plank, chaturanga, upward and downward dogs. I'm modifying mine these days for injury's sake. Inhale, step your left leg in between your hands, lower your right knee. Just stay here for a moment. And then begin to send your left leg over to the right wrist or the right side of your mat. Tuck your right toes underneath you and send it back. Lift your chest. And then release control. Let go. So again, staying squared. Being on the back is a great option if anybody's hips are tight, you feel this in your knees, anything going on anywhere. Relax your neck and shoulders away from your ears. You can also put a block under your head. So I don't know if they offer blocks here or there just happen to be one on the floor, but if you have them at home, bring them. Like everybody at home I see thinks has one. Couple more breaths. Good. Let's take this inhaling breath to bring ourselves back up. We're going to turn to the right side now. Right leg is long, left leg comes on the inside, or any way that your body needs to adjust. So you're sitting on two sitting bones, bring your right arm on the inside of your right leg, left arm to the hip, rotate the torso open, and then take the arm up and over, perhaps. Use your right arm against your right calf or inner thigh or wherever you have your arm, your shin, and then use it to open your torso and give you a little bit more space. Lifting up through the belly. Inhale, rise up. Arms out to the side, turn your torso to the right, and then place your hands on the floor, and then just walk your torso forward. Without using your arms to take you forward, use your rest of your body. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, take your left arm outside your right leg, wherever it goes, except your knee. Good, and then rotate over to the side. I didn't offer this before because I was helping, but take your right arm if you'd like behind your back and just kind of grab a hold of the inside butt. You probably do it without me. So just a little opportunity to stretch a little bit deeper. Inhale. Release your arms on either side of the leg. Exhale. Good. Remember I said it doesn't matter if your head gets anywhere near your knee. Doesn't matter. Inhale, walk your hands back up. Open up your left leg into a straddle. Does not have to be a huge straddle at all. One hand in front, one hand behind to give you the biggest lift that you can. And then allow your legs to just be kind of neutral. Just let them go. Walk your arms out in front of you. Walk them out, out, out. Stop at the first point of resistance that you feel. Shoulders back, collarbones broad. So think about long spine. Think about, and you should also be sitting on a block if you've been doing it before. Okay? So think about not, when you look down, your back rounds. When you look up or forward, your back extends. So think about extending your back. Walking your arms forward till you feel this. Pull your shoulders back. Bring your chest towards the weights and the steps in the back of the room. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Bend your knees, shake it out, bring your legs to the front of the mat. And then bend your right knee and bend your left knee. Sit in easy pose, Sukhasana, or if it's in your practice, to take a half or full lotus. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. It means you don't normally do it. But if you're sitting in the easy pose, you can also sit on a block for help. Or widen your legs a little bit more. Try to get your heels underneath your knees rather than just crossing at the ankles. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of you. Walk your hands forward and push your hips back. Good. And this one, just find the best length you can in both sides of your hips. Inhale, walk back up. If you're in a half lotus or lotus, take your feet out, lean back, shake it out. Put your right leg in front of your left leg. Do the same thing on this side if your body allows the same movement. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, walk forward, and let go. Breathe in, breathe out.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. One more breath. I never even knew that door existed. Well, I was here for 3 years. Walk your hands back, lift yourself up, lean back, shake out your legs, readjust yourselves. Bring your feet to the floor. Look behind you, make sure your mat is there for your head to rest on. And then round your spine and roll down slowly to the floor. Draw the knees up with you. Let's just take a spinal twist, hips to the right, move your knees to the left. Inhale through the center, move your hips left, move your knees right. Inhale to the center. Hands on your shins, calves, ankles. Bring your feet to the floor. Just one opportunity to bend your back. Tilt your pelvis, lift your hips up, bridge pose, supported or not supported. Or if you want to, take your hands by your ears and lift your upper body as well into a full wheel. Some of you will do that. Good, Maria. Keep pulling your knees forward. Come on your toes and then straighten your arms and then bring your knees back behind you, heels down. Good. If you're in an upward facing wheel pose, stay as long as you'd like. If you're in your bridge pose, start to articulate everybody down, upper, mid, lower back. Once again, hug your knees to your chest. If you'd like another spinal twist, grab it right now. If there's anything else you'd like, grab it right now. If you'd like to be supported or covered, because it is kind of chilly. And then begin to take yourself down into your final pose, Shavasana, the reason most of us come. And completely surrender your body to the mat. Let go of all physicality except for the breath. Allow your breath to return to its natural pattern, your own unique pattern. Take a few moments to completely let go of anything else that does not serve you at this very moment. Anybody who really would just like to stay in Shavasana, here or at home, on video, just tune everything else out, turn off your video if you have it, and stay. And for those of you who need to make your way back to reality, start to deepen your breath, start to move small movements through fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. And then gently begin to draw your knees to your chest. For today, everybody move to your right side, make a pillow for your head. Resting in fetal pose as you make your way back to a comfortable seat facing the front of your space. In any comfortable seat, as you bring your hands to your heart center and just bow your chin down. And give yourself a great round of applause internally for showing up and doing the work. And staying part of this community, this energy that we share collectively. And bow down to each other, and bow down to yourselves, honoring the peace, the love, the light, the goodness, the beauty within each one of you. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. Everybody have a great Sunday, stay warm.
Thank you so much.
Go Dolphins, stay home, stay fit, stay healthy, get vaxxed.